I'm Janine Millen, and I'm going to demonstrate how I play the song Time After Time, written by Cyndi Lauper. And I'm demonstrating the song on a McSpadden Ginger, so this is a smaller scale instrument than you probably normally play. And I'm playing in a DAD tuning. Now we'll take a look at the entire song on the song sheet I've created. And now we'll look at the chords that I use in the song. I use an A7, which is reading the fret numbers from the bass to the treble or melody string. It's 301. That's an important chord in this song, A7, 301. And then also D, played as 200. And then also we use F sharp minor, 222. Also G, I use a G, 310 fingering. And B minor, I use a B minor, 210. I also use A in another fingering, 101. And another D fingering that I use is D in a 432. So A7, D, F sharp minor, A, G, B minor, another A, and another D. Now to just go through the chords in the first verse, where they fall in line with the lyrics, it would be lying in my bed, I hear. I'll try that again. Lying in my bed, I hear the clock tick, and I think of you, turning in circles. Confusion is nothing new. Then it changes a little. Flash back, warm nights, almost left behind. Suitcase of memories, time after time. It starts over. The strum I'm using is out, out, in, out, in, out, out, in, out, out, in, out, in. A7, D, A7, D, 7D, A7, A7D, A7D. Lying in my bed, I hear the clock tick, and I think of you. Now in the last line, just to follow the melody, I change from a 200D to an 002, the higher D. Then the second line, turning in circles, confusion is nothing new. Same thing there. 002 for the D. Flashback. Okay, so this is practically just one strum for each chord. Flashback, warm nights, hold the G, almost left behind. Suitcase of memory, time after time. So you see, I use some hammer-ons sometimes, and I also use, although this is the strum, I'll sometimes add a slap in it just to give it a little more syncopation, and that would be using the fleshy side of your hand, your pinky finger side of your hand. Just kind of hitting the strings with that. It stops the strings briefly. Play with that. So it'd be... I just ended on a D there, but it goes right into the next verse. So you can hear some changes, hammer-ons, a little slap, just to go with the rhythm of the lyrics, the way I've learned the song. Then it goes into the second verse. Sometimes you picture me, I'm walking too far ahead. You're calling to me, I can't hear what you've said. Then you say, oh, slow. Whoops. Then you say, oh, slow. I fall behind. And I lift my pinky up there and go into, so I'm in A101, then I lift my pinky and go into the G for the next line. So let me do the second to the last line. You say, go slow, I fall behind. The second and one. Now the refrain. This is where you use a 4-3-2 for the D. Or excuse me, 2-3-4 for the D. If you're lost, you can look, and you will find me. B minor. Time after time. Try that. If you're lost, you can look, you will find me. Time after time. Doing it again. If you're lost, you can look, and you will find me. Time after time. Now, actually, when I play that B minor in the refrain at the end of the first line, instead of 2-1-0, I like to do a 2-1-2. Makes a slightly higher B minor, goes with the melody. So, if you're lost, you can look, and you will find me. Time after time. Again. If you're lost, you can look, and you will find me. Time after time. And I varied the strum a little bit just to go with the pauses that I naturally sing in the music. You have to play with that a little bit yourself. Then the second line of the refrain. If you fall, I will catch you. I'll be waiting. Time after time. Again. If you fall, I will catch you. I'll be waiting. Time after time. On that G, time after time. Time after. I'm kind of lifting up the 1 in the G chord before I go into the D. Time after time. just a habit I have. So the whole refrain. If you're lost, you can look, and you will find me, time after time. If you fall, I will catch you, I'll be waiting, time after time. Then you have one more verse. So there are 3 verses to this song. Now you can finger pick the song as well. So I'm going to demonstrate. You'll have an illustration, and I'm going to demonstrate at the same time. I'll do it slower. I'm going to just do that one more time, a little slower. And I ended on that D, going into the next verse. I may not be doing exactly the same thing every time, but that's the basic finger picking pattern. You have to leave room so that you feel it and go with the flow, I really believe. The only way you can really get finger picking patterns is just to do them over and over again. And sometimes they'll morph into a little slightly different timing, a little hammer-on, feels good at the time. I love playing around with finger picking patterns. You can't do it too much. Well, you're watching TV and it goes to commercial, is a good time to practice finger picking patterns. If you somehow got to this teaching video before going to the blog site where this video is posted, I urge you to go to that site, which has links to a PDF of the full song sheet, the chord sheet, the strum and finger picking sheets. The name of that blog spot is singingdulcimer.blogspot.com, and I'm Janine Millen.